Council planners have repeatedly stated that their two key reasons for choosing Green Hammerton as the site of a new town are firstly the proximity of two branch line rail stations, and secondly the belief that, that the facilities of the village can support the early years of building the first houses. These reasons are restated in the draft local plan. Can the council explain in detail why it still believes these to be sound reasons to promote any new town in the vicinity of Green Hammerton when, in terms of rail travel, your aspiration is to see 2 trains per hour on this line? This cannot be achieved by the signalling and other minor changes possible within the limited budget offered to Network Rail. Dual tracking on the entire route, the only solution, is financially unrealistic given the huge cost of the necessary track laying and bridge widening, said to run into hundreds of millions of pounds. The frequency of service cannot be increased due to restricted access to the York Railway Station across the East Coast Main Line, nor can capacity be increased by simply adding more carriages, as the length of Knaresborough's platform is physically constrained by the viaduct and tunnel. And even Network Rail itself has said in the Council's own online consultation that it is, and I quote, concerned that the allocation of the new settlement at Green Hammerton does not adequately consider works that will be required to allow Cattle and Hammerton stations to accommodate the level of additional passengers which would likely be generated by the development. And in terms of village facilities, the village school is at capacity and cannot expand due to current house building on the only available adjacent field. The doctor's surgery covers a wide area of the ward, and the impact of doubling Green Hammerton in size as a consequence of ongoing and projected building and building in other nearby communities has yet to be realised. And finally, the significant increase in the volume of mail to be handled at the village post office and shop is, sadly, expected to result in the transfer of its sorting office to York and presents a threat to the viability of this important facility.
From our discussions with Network Rail and North Yorkshire County Council, we have confidence that 2 trains per hour between Knaresborough and York is deliverable through the funding available, does not require the double tracking of the whole single length of track on that line, and can operate into York Rail Station. Significant station improvements will be required. The opportunity to upgrade existing rail stations in the knowledge that would be achieved alongside the delivery of a new settlement rather than seeking to build a new one without certainty that it could be funded and delivered at all is an important consideration. Existing villages in the location identified for growth provide some services that could assist in the early phases of development, but the new settlement will be expected to provide a full range of services and facilities to meet the needs of the new population. For certain services, for example schools and the doctor's surgery, we already know that there will be a need to make further provision. The trigger point for this will be set out in any Section 106 agreement based on the capacity of services at the time of any planning application received.
Thank you very much.